Hi, Kate Thomas here with Blazing Hearts Horsemanship. Here I have an older pony mare that I am teaching how to soften her head without moving her feet. She doesn't understand yet that she can turn her head without moving her feet, and she can see she's a little bit resistant in her neck. So I am just going to work with here for a few minutes. This is an older clip of me, so I'm also going to be critiquing myself. This was from 2018. She's a little distracted by the outside world, and that's okay. We're just flexing her a little bit more. I wait on her until she really gives an intentional effort to give to that halter. See there, I wish I would have given her a little more reward. I should have dropped that reward quicker for her. She wasn't too concerned about the lead rope being over her back. She was a little quicker to stop her feet. She has little gives, but she's not giving her nose real intentional. So there, I shortened up on the line a little bit more, and you can see that she dropped her head low. She didn't quite reach it back. So she's looking, she's seeking for that release. And there, I reward her a little bit more with a pet and then actually leaving. She's getting a little softer. That was better. I wish I would have released her a little bit quicker there. But she did follow me around, so she's learning to get softer. And I just took away some of the repetition. That's why I did that clip. So here now I am asking her to step her shoulders over and keep her going. She has an ear on me, so she is paying attention. I am saying how quickly and softly she can disengage her hindquarters for me. And then let's try this side. Let's have her step over, cross her front end, and then let's see if she continues on. See how I give that direction? I point. And here we're going to ask for the shoulder again. I want her to follow through. Notice how I had a lot of intention of where I wanted her to go. Again, seeing how good she disengages those hips for me with a lot of focus rather than a loud cue. Now I'm going to see how soft she is to come towards me. So even though I'm facing her, my body is relaxed. You can see how I use my hand. I close from my first finger down to my pinky. Then I start to rotate my wrist and pull my arm back to my core. Now here, I used to use a lot of wiggling of the rope and getting them to back up this way. I actually don't like this method anymore. You can see her head elevated a little bit. And horses have a harder time. I want them to stay with their head lower, and I think the movement of the rope is a little distracting for them, and it's not a very clear way to teach them to back up. I do like to use intention and a whip to help move them back. This here is me just desensitizing her to my hand. I'm just teaching her that I can raise my hand up My body's staying relaxed, so I'm not actually asking her to move. I touch her a little bit so that she knows I'm not just asking her to move and that it's okay to just stand. Now, I think wish I would have gathered that rope up a little bit more because she probably thinks I am asking her to move just because I have that rope. So there, I lowered it and I actually am able to use it as a little bit of a halt. You can see I put just a little bit of pressure on it. So I think I could have been a little more clear on how I asked her to do this. And been more clear on how I asked her not to react to me doing something different. She had a little bit of a past that was a little rougher, so I am taking things quicker in this video than I would now. If I were to redo this, I would move things a lot slower. But it's all part of learning. I had to go through this process here and watch her reactions and look back at myself from the past to come up with a clear idea of how I would do things now. And I've had a lot of horses that I have worked with that I find when you slow things down, you gain so much more out of the horse. Like you gain so much trust so much faster when you slow down and have more focus and intention and less firm cue. Now, it's not to say you don't have boundaries. I still firmly believe in boundaries are good, but there's a time and a place for having a loud boundary versus having quiet boundaries. And I think when you're asking a horse to do something new, that you can ask quieter and slower, much like I'm doing in this clip when I'm asking her to step forward towards me. My body's nice and relaxed. I gave her the time. Now I'm asking her shoulder to move across and over, and she steps out of my space really nice. She has a lot of animation in her walk here, but she's not too worried. Her tail is up, her ear is on me. She is a little distracted by the outside world. I would like her to walk a lot slower, and I think that I asked her to slow down too firmly. And there, I think I reached into her face and started petting her too quickly. If I would have slowed down and waited, we probably would have been able to chop this video in half and made even more progress and gotten her mentally engaged and trusting me so much quicker. I like how I slowed down here. I gave her a little bit of time to go, but it was still too quick for her because she felt the need to trot off. And here I think I could have used just little bumps. I am just letting her hold. And there's a little bit of a correction with a horse that doesn't understand how you communicate yet. When she's been handled in a way by somebody else different in her past, she has to learn how I do things different. She has to learn that I'm going to try to be fair to her and that I'm going to be clear. And I think I learned how to be a little more clear from experiences like this. There, that time I waited for her to intentionally touch me before I petted her. And I wish I would have waited sooner because I would have gained more there. You see how she's reaching out again. That's excellent. I could have gotten that sooner, and now I'd spend even more time right there, if not even end the session right there. I was only coming out to work with this horse once or twice a week back then, so I didn't have a lot of time. So I spent longer sessions to get the same result that you can get much shorter sessions at home. Shorter sessions, I mean by 10 minutes, 15 minutes, instead of spending an hour to an hour and a half working on something. So there, she started to move her shoulders away much quicker. Her head comes down. She's thinking through this better. She's starting to walk out there. That's a nice walk. Very nice walk. Her ear is still on me. She's still a little distracted looking out. But you're going to have distractions a little bit on that first day. There, I reached out and touched her when I wish I would have waited longer. There, she has a nice release. So even though I'm not doing things the way I would do them now, I'm still making progress with her. So it's not about perfection. It's about learning as you grow. And the more you work with horses, the more you work with your own horse, the more you learn, and the more you can change your ways now from what you've learned in the past. And even though I would do things differently now, I did things well enough for her to be willing to follow me. She had the choice right here to follow me or to leave. And even though she's distracted, she's still willing to follow me. And I think this was a great spot to end. I allowed her to touch me, and I think she just gently touched me. She didn't give me a whole lot. But now I'm going to ask her to give her head and see how soft she can be there. See, she was much softer about that give. I shouldn't have reached and touched her nose right there. There, she's giving. And that was me interfering with her personal bubble. She didn't want me petting her head. She tried to tell me. I kind of did it anyway. Now, I would wait for more permission before I go and touch them. The reason why I wait so much longer now is because then when they give that permission and they're wanting it, they give you so much more in return. Because then you have a partner that's really willing to be with you, not just do something because they're told to do it. It's an entirely different kind of partnership. Even though, yes, she's willing to do what I want, what I'm asking, she's trying, she's thinking through things, I think she'd move along even quicker if I gave her more time. She gave really soft there. That's just another way to see how much pressure and release she has. Can she give to that pressure going around her hip like that? Some horses, it's a really scary situation. That was our first time doing it, and she gave really softly, really quickly. She thinks that I'm asking her to move, so I just kind of wait here for her to stop moving her feet. And she keeps moving, so I have to drop it down below there and just see what she does and allow her to figure that out. Licking and chewing pretty quickly. And then seeing how she is with the rope being tossed over her. Checking it on both sides to see how she reacts while giving her some reassurance with pets, which again, now I would do things a little bit differently. I might still pet her if she'd given me permission. I think giving more time and waiting to see what the horse does a little longer is dependent upon the horse that you're working with at the time. Thank you so much for watching this video with me as I critiqued myself and talked through how I worked with this pony mare from 2018. If this video helped you in any way, please be sure to like and subscribe. Remember to stay curious and keep building connection. Till next time.